How's it going, everyone? It's Ben Foggins, Media Corner, back again with a brand new video for today. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. This time for this new episode for this series is going to be my review on the 2022 buddy comedy film, and that is Me Time. This was written and directed by John Hamburg, which some of you may know him as the director of films such as Along Came Polly, I Love You Man, and Why Him, and you also may know him for being the writer of films such as the Meet the Parents movies and Zoolander. And in this film, we follow a stay-at-home dad named Sonny, played by Kevin Hart, who dedicates all his time to his children, and they persuade him to take some time off to himself while they go away with his wife named Maya, played by Regina. And while they're away, we see that Sonny finds himself in wild shenanigans from his childhood friend named Huck, played by Mark Wahlberg, whom he is celebrating his 44th birthday. So that's pretty much the plot for Me Time. When it comes to buddy comedy films, they can either be hit or miss, and there have been a few handful of those kind of movies I tend to enjoy quite a bit when it comes to those kind of comedy films. And when it comes to Mark Wahlberg in comedy films, he's pretty fun to watch in anything he does in terms of any kind of comedy film he does, and there have been a few handful of those movies I tend to enjoy quite a bit, namely the Ted movies, Daddy's Home, and even Instant Family, which that's a really good one. And when it comes to Kevin Hart in comedies, he's obviously well known for that because he's a really funny comedian and he's one of my favorites. And there have been a few handful of any kind of like comedy films he's done over the years. Like he has done a few action ones, like Central Intelligence, and he has done a few like sort of like fantasy ones and stuff like that, like the Jumanji sequels, which I really enjoy those ones. And while he has made a few other like comedy films over the last few years that just didn't really appeal to me that much, and I do consider them being like misfires in terms of his comedic works he's done over the years. And this film came out back in August in 2022, but I didn't check this out or anything, but I did miss it out. But I did manage to check out this film just a year after it was released, because I did wanted to catch up on a few things I missed out from 2022. And after watching this whole movie on Netflix, unfortunately, I did not like this one. Unfortunately, this was just another buddy comedy film that I just did not really like here, unfortunately. Although Kevin Hart and Mark Wahlberg, they're not too bad together in the film. Yeah, like they have decent enough acting talent here, and they have a decent enough chemistry together here as well through the antics that they do pull off together in the movie. And Regina is in the movie, as I mentioned before, and she wasn't too bad as well. She gave a decent enough performance, although she doesn't have enough chemistry with Kevin Hart in the film here. And when it comes to its plot for the film, it was just completely predictable here through the arcs of the characters, as well as through the scenarios in the film as well, for where the characters get up to in the film here. And when it comes to its humor in the film, it was just completely unoriginal and just completely unfunny. Like there was not even a single joke I found myself laughing while I was watching the film. Like most of the jokes were just like raunchy humor, as well as like awkward cringe humor, which none of them just made me laugh in the slightest. And when it comes to the CGI in the film, like the film does use some of that here, and the CGI in the film and all the other effects in the film here were just really bad. Like there's some noticeable green screen in the film. Like it was mostly like in the opening scene in the film, and they do use CGI and other things in the film here as well, which that was very, very noticeable. And yeah, it just took me off guard when I was watching the film as well. So all in all, Me Time, unfortunately, this was not a good buddy comedy film. Yeah, it's certainly not like Mark Wahlberg's best in terms of him doing comedies, or even Kevin Hart's best as well in terms of him doing comedies as well. But if you're a fan of either Mark Wahlberg or Kevin Hart, or you're a fan of like buddy comedy films, this one might be a cup of tea. But all honesty, I just don't really recommend this one in the slightest here. So that's pretty much all I would say about Me Time, other than this film was just pretty terrible. I'm gonna give Me Time 1 out of 5. Other than the acting in the film, the rest of the film, I just found it to be just absolutely just blah, really. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching for my 8K first review on Me Time, and let me know what you think of this movie if you have seen this already, or if you just recently checked this out. Did you have fun with this, or was this not really your cup of tea? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and this has been Foggins Media Corner signing off.